Hi, this is Phyllis. Welcome back again to my channel. Today's video is my pair of Pilant earrings. If you like the picture that you see here, stay tuned for my materials list and we will get started. The materials for today's project are, we're going to need 2 of our Pilant components, 2 ear wires. We need some 15-0 seed beads, 11-0 seed beads, 3mm pearls, drux, round beads as long as they're 3mm. I'm using the same pearl beads that I've been using. I've got my bead board here, my scissors, my pliers for opening up the ear wires. And this is my bead thread that I'm using, the 6-pound fire line in the crystal color. If you like the project that you saw at the beginning in my intro, stay tuned and we will get started. When I made my Pilant component, I ended up the video exiting this 3mm bead right here. And I never cut my thread off. That's the reason why I left it that way at the end of that video. It's going to come in handy if you're going to make these components. Thread at least a yard of thread on to make the component, but don't cut it off. And for the earrings, what we're going to do is we are in our ending point, which is now our starting point for the earring. I'm going to advance my needle into the 15-0, all of these 11-0s on this side, and when I get up here close to the top, these 1, 2, 3, these 3. This is our repositioning point for the next set of beads that we're adding. Once here, I'm going to string on a 15-0, a 3mm, and a 15-0, and I'm going to skip these 1, 2, 3 beads, and I'm going to go all the way around to the same point on the other end, and I'm going to do the same thing, pick up a 15-0, a 3mm, and a 15-0 and pass through, and I'm going to run my needle all the way back around and reposition myself in this first 3mm that I added when we started. So here we are at the new starting point. I have done what I said. I advanced my needle all the way through. I added my 3mm and 15-0 here and came all the way back around, and now I am exiting this 3mm. At this point now, I'm going to make a series of right angle weave units by stringing on 1 11-0, 1 3mm, and 1 more 11-0, and I'm going to pass my needle back into this 3mm where we started. And as I do it, I reinforce each one. I reinforce each unit so that we don't see the thread. Once I reinforce my unit, my new positioning point is now the top 3mm bead. And we're going to do that again. We're going to make another right angle weave unit by stringing on an 11-0, a 3mm, and an 11-0, and I'm going to pass my needle back into the 3mm, reinforce, reposition, and I'm going to do that until I have 5 3mm beads going up. I'm at my starting point and all of my units have been reinforced. I've taken the liberty of stringing on 5 11/0 seed beads, and I'm going to pass my needle back around into the 3mm, and I'm going to reinforce these 5 seed beads. And you can reinforce once, twice, whatever, but this is an earring, it's pretty light, so I will go back around one more time if I can. Okay, there you are. I'm going to reinforce one more time, and this time, once I get through the 5, we're going to fill in these spaces between seed beads. We're going to do our stitch in the ditch by stringing on 1 11/0 going through the next and getting entangled. Look at that. All right, it wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't have some entanglement with my thread and bead boards and table. And we're going to continue doing that. String on an 11/0, pass the needle into the next 11/0, and you don't have to pull it tightly, just pass it through and just fill in the space. This last one here, stringing on my 11/0, passing into the next 11/0, and I'm going to go into this purl here and reposition myself in this 11/0 right here, and I'm going to continue putting my stitch in the ditch by stringing on an 11, passing through the next 11, string on an 11/0, pass through the next 11/0, string on another 11/0, pass through the next one, and our final one going into these beads here where we started in the 5. I'm going to go all the way around, and I'm going to go pass my needle down as far as I can into these seed beads, and I'm going to make sure you don't miss any, because you don't want to have a thread hanging out like I almost did. And once I get here, I'm going to tie a knot. I'm going to pass my needle up under my thread bridge here between this 11/0 and the 3mm, and I'm going to pull up a loop. When I pull up the loop, I'm going to pass my needle into the loop twice. And then I'm going to just make sure that my thread is where I want it, and I'm going to tighten down. I'm going to pull this, tighten right down right there, and you can see the knot right there. And I'm going to pass my needle into the purl, and I'm going to tie a knot right here too, the same thing. I'm going to pass my needle under the thread bridge right here between the 3mm and the 11/0 and pull up a loop, making sure I get my thread right where I want it. And I'm going to pass my needle into the loop twice and get tangled up, and make sure that the thread is right where I want it. Pull down on that, tightened up, and I'm just going to go right up through a few of these beads on this side, making sure I don't miss any. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll just keep going all the way around. And once I get on this side, pass through a few of these. And pull tightly, get my scissors, and nip that right off. I'm going to get my pliers and my ear wire now, and I'm going to pull back the ball here, and I'm going to twist this wire on my ear wire, twist the ring, and pass my ear wire into this loop that I made on top of the earring, and close it up to make sure that there's no slack right here. And there you have it, one of my earrings. All you have to do now is make the other one, and you will have a pair. I'd like to thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you again the next time. Bye.